Founded in 2006, Cornwall Powerchair Football Club provide an opportunity for all ages and abilities to play a sport that is highly competitive. The fast-paced action and highly skilled manoeuvres make this game not only fun to watch, but very addictive to play. Joining me today is player and coach Annette Lee Julian. Annette, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Hello, it's nice to meet you.
It's brilliant to have you here in the studio as well. Can we start things off by you just giving us a little introduction to who you are and what you get up to?
Yeah, sure. Right, yeah, my name's Annette. My sort of everyday thing is I'm a Liscar town councillor, which I believe in my third sort of year of that. Really enjoying it. So I'm on committees for planning, C&E, facilities. So yeah, it keeps me really busy, lots of meetings and getting involved and helping the community.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, so the main reason we've got you here today is to talk about powerchair football. Yeah. So firstly, how does a town councillor go from the everyday town council life to how did you become involved with powerchair football?
Well, I become involved through my friend Helen Phelps Starbuck, who just set up the Plymouth Ocean City Club. So she got me and my daughter involved. So that was like 9 years ago. Me and Amy's been playing. Wow. So we've progressed from that. Then we went to Cheltenham. And then Cornwall needed us because they were sort of the present leaders. They wanted to sort of step down. Sadly, Tom passed away. So we felt, as we lived in Cornwall, that we felt it was a duty to carry it on because we didn't want to see it fold. So yeah, so then we did all the necessary coaching courses and stuff to be able to run it properly. Yeah. Because obviously being players, we needed that bit more knowledge. And
brilliant.
Yeah, so that was in 2018 that me and Amy took over the club.
Amazing. And the club has developed so much. I should just say this is a fun interview for me to do today, and it's close to my heart as well because I was sort of in the original group that played, and I know the people very well who set up the club originally. So yeah, this is a bit of like it's a weird sort of deja vu for me today because I'm sort of going to be asking you the questions all about it, and I know a little bit of the inside gossip already. But it's just amazing to see how the club has developed because, from back in my day when it originally started, there was no sort of professional competition leagues, and we were playing in our own wheelchairs with tyres attached with string around the front. So for those who have never heard of powerchair football, can you explain the basics of how it works?
Yeah, sure. Well, these days we have specialist chairs called Strike Forces, which are imported from America. So they're more low to the ground. The bumper, which no tyres these days, we've got a bumper that's like a metal frame that's sort of a rectangular shape. And we have banners on the back, and it's all very professional. Cornwall, we play in the South West Regional League, which at the moment is based in Taunton. Wow. Starting back from the pandemic's been pretty hard for all the clubs in the whole of the country, and it took us a little while to get back going because we had issues with finding new venue because Nuki unfortunately couldn't store our equipment and stuff. So
okay, so where do you play at the moment, and sort of how often do you train?
We play at Carnbrain Leisure Centre in Red Roof, so we train twice a month.
Right. Great. So it's as well as that, obviously you're not only a player. And your daughter's a player as well, which is great. Keep it in the family. Yeah. But you're also the coach as well.
That's right. Me and my daughter both coach. So yeah, we're fully qualified with the WFA and Cornwall FA. So we've done all the relevant courses to be able to coach.
Amazing. And I believe you're also sort of on like the you're the secretary, you've got all these other roles as well.
That's right.
How do you juggle it all?
Yeah, it is. It is time consuming, but yeah, it's well worth it, and we enjoy it, and we love. Our players really love it, so we're passing on all the skills they need.
Yeah. And how do you find that balance between being a coach and also being a player? Because you've got usually your coaches, they're on the side, spurring you on and wanting to make changes. But I suppose when you're a player, you're so in it and focused as well.
Yeah. It can be quite difficult. I'm the goalkeeper, so that gives me a little bit more space to be able to sort of make the changes necessary. And Amy sort of takes control on the middle bit of the pitch. So so we do manage it pretty well.
And I remember when I used to play, God, they say it's meant to be a non-contact sport, don't they? Similar to like wheelchair basketball and other wheelchair-related sports out there. Non-contact, not sure who came up with that description.
I totally agree. My daughter's had several bruises as a result. It's just like whiplash injuries and stuff like that, but we don't get any occasions of falling out of the chairs or nothing like that, so it's not as bad as rugby. So it is more suitable for the more severe disabilities, and it gives us a chance to be able to play a competitive sport.
Brilliant. And can you sort of break it down for us again then? So for those who don't haven't seen it or heard of it, how does the actual gameplay work? So how many players are on the pitch and what sort of positions are there?
Right, there's 4 players on the pitch at a time. So there's a goalkeeper, 2 wingers, and then the central player, which is like the striker. But the middle player can also work as a defender and attacker, which is the role of my daughter.
I see. I think back in the day when I used to play, I think I was that sort of striker role. Right. That's where I loved. Such a glory supporter trying to get the goals, clearly. But yeah, it was great fun, and I could not sort of recommend it enough to people. It really is good fun, and
it is brilliant fun and a great opportunity to make friends, not only in your own team but other teams as well. When you go away to compete in the regionals, we've got made so many friends down at this level and also at the nationals as well in Nottingham.
Great. So talk me through that sort of competition side of it. How does that work? Like, where do you tend to travel to and how often?
So at the regional league we travel to Taunton. So that's this year I think it's about 5 tournaments. But normally it's about 6, but because of the pandemic and everyone getting back into the swing of things, so me as a Cornwall, that's as far as we travel. But me and my daughter, we travel further up because my daughter's in a national team, which I was at one point, but this year I'm just train with them. I don't compete at nationals, but my daughter does. So that's based in Nottingham, but we train in Birmingham with WBA Dudley. So there's a lot of the England players coaching us, so we can bring those skill sets down to Cornwall to help our players.
Fantastic. And it's great to see that this sport is getting more sort of mainstream recognition now. It's actually being like broadcasted as well, isn't it? And there's sort of commentary, which is massive progress compared to back in the day.
It's really moved on to like it used to be. It's obviously with the bigger teams like WBA and Aspire, that's been shown on BT Sport when they did a Disability Cup, which they're doing it a regular thing now every year, which is really highlighting our sport.
Amazing. It is great. I think I did actually watch some of the BT coverage of it as well. They were streaming it online as well, and I saw a bit of the England game. Johnny Boulding, is he still playing?
Oh, he does, yes. Yeah, I'm friends with John.
Johnny Boulding was my arch nemesis back in the day.
Did you know Chris Gordon?
Yes.
Yeah, he's lovely.
But yeah, it's great to see the progression of the sport, and it's good that like Cornwall has a team as well. Yeah,
definitely. Obviously, when we took over the club, we only had 1 player, so me and Amy's really built it up. So now we've got 8 regular players, and then a couple that sort of come in and out. So we're gradually building it up. So we're hoping to one day take Cornwall back to the Nationals, up to Nottingham. That's our dream.
That's the dream. I like that. Okay, so in terms of players that you've got, is it open to anyone, sort of any age, disability, gender? Yeah,
it's open to absolutely anyone. Our youngest player was around about 6 when they first started, and I'm the oldest player. So yeah, it's open to females, males, all ages, all disabilities, you know, physical disability. So we welcome anyone that wants to come and try.
Brilliant. And I know the sort of more national and regional bits, is there still a classification system?
There is at National League,
okay,
but there isn't at the South West League.
Brilliant, because I feel like that's really important, because as important as classification is, it can stop certain people from playing. I know it in the past, so it's great that, you know, the Cornwall Club and the regional bits is still open to everyone.
Exactly, yeah.
Brilliant.
The classifications has got better up country, because I'm a PF1, which is the severer ones, and my daughter's is a PF2. So yeah, you have to go through like a sort of a test when you go up there to see which category you have to go in.
Yeah. So where do you see the sport going? Like, what's future goals?
What for Cornwall as a general?
Just in general, really, yeah.
Yeah, in general, we would like to see more teams across the country. My ideal would be for Cornwall to have, like, you know, more teams, because Cornwall is a really big region. So yeah, and I'd like to do maybe, you know, a regional based in Cornwall. That would be one of my dreams. But.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. And as well, like, you said sort of anybody can join. Is there like, how does the membership work? Like, do people have to pay per session? Like, how does it work?
Yeah. Well, it's set up by a standing order. So yeah, it's £15 a month.
Great.
So
really reasonable as well to come and have some fun, and like you said, it's social as well, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's great.
It's great to make friends and yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the people that obviously help get it all involved. So anyone listening today might think, you know, I don't fancy playing, but I'd like to get involved or help out. Are there opportunities for like volunteers and things?
Oh, there's plenty of opportunities. We're open to, say, people doing their Duke of Edinburgh Award who need some experience, or people doing their GCSE and A-level sports. You need some experience in disability sport. We're open to train people up to be referees, assistant coaches, lines people. You know, we are in need of volunteers to help with our sessions.
Great. That's the backbone, isn't it? So it is those volunteers and helpers that sort of keep these clubs running as well.
Definitely.
And obviously, like the dreaded question, a lot of it comes down to funding and things. I believe you are a registered charity.
We are, yeah.
Which is great. So how does the sort of funding work? How do you manage to secure that?
My daughter does quite a bit of that. We managed to secure funding for 6 new strike forces, which is amazing. And we are encouraging the younger players to go for funding through themselves for their own chairs. But as you reach adulthood, there's less funding available, so that's where our issues are. But as a club, we will help our adult members to source fundings for that. At the moment, we're trying to look for funding to help with hire of the hall, because with the cost of living prices and stuff like that, it's had a big impact on us clubs.
Yeah, I bet. And you said as well, like, off the back of the pandemic, it's trying to, you know, encourage players and things as well. So it's all these little hidden costs, isn't it, of running a club?
Yeah, there is.
It is. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So just remind everyone watching how they can get involved. So just remind us where you train and what times again.
Yes, so we train at Carnbray Leisure Centre in Red Roof. We train on a Sunday The dates are on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so you can find the contact details there for us.
Brilliant stuff. And you've got the logo there, you've got the gear.
Yes,
I'm loving the kit.
Yeah, my daughter designed the logo with our treasurer, Jane Sanford. So.
Oh, brilliant. So it's Cornwall Powerchair Football Club. See, back in the day, we used to be, when it was Celtic Storm.
Yes.
But it's so fantastic to see how it's grown, and I really hope it continues to thrive, because I follow you guys online and you're doing brilliant things. So do people just search Cornwall Powerchair Football Club and they can find you?
Yeah, it should be quite easy to find us on the social media platforms.
Yeah. Perfect. Annette, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing everything to do with Powerchair football. Really appreciate it. So,
thank you for inviting me along.
Anytime. I think we should get the Chaos crew down sometime and stick them in a chair and see how they
definitely
see how they get on. There we go. The challenge is out there, guys. For more information about Cornwall Powerchair Football Club, like Annette said, you can check out their website for all the latest fixtures and training times, etc. Just go to cornwallpfc.co.uk.